and welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Hageland, and we are broadcasting from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks beautiful Bryant Lake Regional Park located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It is another gorgeous day here in the Twin Cities, and I am so grateful to be here with you today. And I hope all of you listening are doing well. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to help you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. We have another great show for you today. Joining me in a few minutes will be Angie Aldrich. She is the Director of Sales for Mary T. Inc. And she's going to join us today and talk about their amazing continuum of care, providing services from home health and hospice to assisted living, memory care, and independent living. They have 33 group homes, and last year opened an outpatient therapy and wellness center, which we'll talk about as well. So you'll enjoy listening to my conversation today with Angie. She is so passionate about helping others. This will be a great show for that. I want to thank all of you that leave us messages on our radio show phone line. We appreciate hearing from you, and we welcome your comments, questions, and of course, topics for future shows. Also, if you are interested in being a guest on our radio show, please call or text us at 612-999-3426. You can also contact us on our website at livinghealthyradio.com. There you can find information about upcoming guests as well as listen to our previous shows. We look forward to hearing from you. We're also adding new listeners to the show each week, not only here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, but also throughout the country. You can find podcasts for all of our radio shows on the AM 950 radio website. And we can also be found on iTunes, Spotify, and many other podcast and streaming services. You can also watch our broadcast live on the radio station's Facebook page at AM 950 Radio. If you have a question for us today, there are two ways to reach us. First, by calling the AM 950 radio station, and our friendly show engineer, Patrick, will get your call on the air. Our phone number is 952-946-6205, or you can directly text us your question at 612-999-3426. Now, don't worry. If you miss those contact numbers, I'll repeat them throughout the show. Also, please do not wait until the show has ended to call or text us with your questions. We often receive many of the same questions after the show has ended. So if you have a question, many others do as well. So please try and contact us during the show. We look forward to answering your questions. All right. I want to welcome my guest for today's show. I'm really excited to have her on the show. She is one of our sponsors for the show, and we are so grateful at Living Healthy, Aging Well, and at the AM 950, so thank you so much for that. I want to introduce Angie Aldrich, Director of Sales for Mary T. Inc. Welcome to the show, Angie.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, this is great, and thank you for taking time out on a gorgeous summer afternoon on Saturday.
It is.
So anyway, but well, tell us, the audience loves to learn about the guest, and so before we jump into all the amazing things that Mary T does to help support our senior population and the non-senior population, as we're going to find out with the therapy center and things. Let's talk about you. You have a fascinating story.
So
just give us some background about you and how you ended up here with Mary T.
So I actually was helping take care of my grandmother, and that kind of led me into becoming a nurse's aide. My family said, well, you're kind of good with dealing with grandma. So, I pursued that and was a nurse's aide for a few years, and then went a different direction. And actually I sold computers. And it was, that was a big switch. And did that for a few years, and the company that I was at, the location was closing, so we could either go to another one, or we could actually, just kind of quit there. So I decided, I think I want to look for something that I'm really passionate about. I didn't feel passionate about selling computers, so I always tell everybody I wanted to do something where I could do that every day for no money. And I always said, don't tell my boss that, but I would do this every day for no money.
Yeah.
So that's what led me to go on to nursing school. I always was curious about medical conditions and loved just learning about people. And again, spending that time with my grandmother, I really respected her as a person and her life experiences and loved just hearing the stories of people and their journeys in life. So I worked, as a nurse. Like I said, I've had my nursing license for 20 years. All kinds of different things I did there, nursing home, and also worked in home care. And then I was actually a nurse in psychiatric field for a while. And then kind of went back into that assisted living and independent living and memory care segment of care. And then that led me into going into the marketing aspect. I still had that little bit of a bug for
Right.
sales, I
Right.
guess,
Yeah.
and decided, I want to start out by doing tours. So I did tours of the assisted living and independent living, and that marketing side for a while as well, doing home health care sales, and found out that Mary T had an opening and that it was such a good mix of everything that I've
Yes.
really done
Right.
in the past. So it was, I told her I'm up for the challenge. And when I met Mary, she's just so inspiring with all the things that she's done. So
Yeah.
I really felt a calling to come and work for her.
Well, I hear such amazing things about her. I am looking
Yeah.
forward to having her on the show someday.
Yes,
So
we,
you got to
we need
tell
to
her.
do that.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. You encourage her to come on to the show here.
I will do that.
Come on down to Eden Prairie. No, that's fantastic. I tell you, having the opportunity to work as an aide, work in assisted living, work in skilled nursing, all these different things is just such a great experience because it gives you such a perspective on what families are going to be asking
Yeah.
when their loved one may need those services. And it gives you such an authentic background to be able to explain what's going to go on and really give them, because a lot of people they've done the show. I've talked to so many people over the years, and they just are really apprehensive because they just don't know, or they have wrong information, as I'm sure you and I
Right.
can relate from the
Right.
hospice world. Well, they
Yeah.
don't understand at all what hospice is, and
That's
and
right.
so the work that you're doing is so important because it helps give families that comfort and ease, knowing that they've got an expert helping them navigate these different choices that they have at in that senior years.
Yeah, I recently had someone that had called me, and she had called a bunch of places before she got through to me. And she was a nurse herself looking for some different care options for her parents. And by the end of the call, she was sobbing and she just said, "Thank you for hearing me." And I think it's so important to just sit back and listen to what people are going through, and try to find them the best resource that I can.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's one of the key skills in the professions that we're in is listening. I think throughout life, especially when you're in the role that you're in, which is
Yeah.
director of sales, you think you have to sell something.
That's
And
right.
it's not the case at all. You're helping educate people. You're helping raise their awareness that
Yeah.
here's some options for them to consider and let them, navigate themselves with you on that journey for their loved one.
Yeah, it's so true. I say all the time, even when I was looking for some different care options for my grandmother, even as a nurse, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what questions to ask. Yeah, the
Yeah.
cost, all of those kind of things. So now when people call me, I try to be that resource
Yeah.
that can just listen to their needs and figure out, is it something within our organization that we can help them with, which oftentimes, because we have such a wide variety, that I
Right.
can. But if it's something that we don't provide, I partner with people in the area that can assist them as well.
It really is collaboration.
Yeah.
Because, right. Not everybody can do all things, but
That's
it's
right.
great to have those partnerships so you can collaborate to help make sure that people's needs are being taken care of. Well, we're getting close here to the break, the first break of the
Yeah.
show. Let's hold off. When we get back from the other side here, let's talk about what are the services. Talk about Mary T. Inc.
Yeah.
That's a long history, and it's amazing. Goes back to grandmother and
Yes,
and
it
things.
does.
So we'll have that on the next break here, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Angie Aldrich, Director of Sales for Mary T. Inc. And we're discussing their continuum of care, which is amazing. They provide services from home health to hospice to assisted living, memory care, and independent living. And just, they have 33 group homes, and last year opened an outpatient therapy and wellness center. So lots to talk about here in the next 3 segments. So please stay with us. Now, if you have a question, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglund, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
You may have seen a certain truck in videos being shared on social media. How about the truth? I have yet to see any video of that truck outperforming the Toyota Sienna from Rudy Luther Toyota. I've driven Sienna since 2006. They handle the highways great, handle back roads, and handle 3 inches of snow a lot easier than the so-called super truck. Plus, my Sienna Hybrid is super fuel efficient, tows great, has enough room for tons of gear, and doesn't look like it was drawn by a 6-year-old. Sienna wins! Test drive the top of its class Sienna today at Rudy Luther Toyota, 394 and 169 in Golden Valley.
Do you have a loved one who is not receiving the care that they deserve at their current memory care facility? I'm Aiden Helene, Director of Community Relations here at the Welshire, and I meet with families every single day who are struggling with poor staffing, missed medications, poor personal cares, and an absence of engagement from consistent activities. 85% of our residents at the Welshire are coming from other memory care facilities that could not meet their care needs. Not all memory care is created equally, and if this is something your family is experiencing, I encourage you to come visit our community of well-being and see the Welshire difference, where we promise that your loved one will live with pride and dignity. The Welshire has 24/7 nursing, a robust activities team that provides activities 7 days a week, and when the diagnosis takes a 9-to-5 approach, so will we. Book a tour at welshiremn.com and see our community of well-being in action. That's welshiremn.com. Again, that's welshiremn.com.
Located just north of 50th in France, the Great Wall Restaurant has provided a delicious taste of authentic Chinese cuisine since 1981. Specializing in Szechuan and Peking dishes, they offer one of the most extensive menus in the Twin Cities. Favorites include hot and sour soup, pan-fried dumplings, and mushu pork with homemade Chinese pancakes. Stop by their Edina location or call for takeout at 952-927-4439. See the full menu at greatwallrestaurant.us.
Hey, it's Patrick. This is one of everybody's least favorite things to hear, but we're heading into the home stretch of summer. Back to school is right around the corner. Those final sleepovers are going to be taking place. It's time to call My Cleaning Heroes at Zero Res for a reset before we head into the fall. If you haven't tried Zero Res or it's been months since your last deep carpet clean, now is the time to call. Right now, you can get your entire home Zero Resified for Minnesota's ultimate carpet cleaner and get 3 rooms Zero Resified for just $119. Along with that great deal on carpets, it's also a great time to get the summer crud cleaned out of your air ducts. Zero Res is taking 20% off any air duct cleaning this month. And don't forget about your dryer vents while you're at it. Zero Res has a 4.9 rating on Google Reviews. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResMinnesota.com or call 952-ZERO-RES and ask for the AM 950 special. Backward or forward spells the same. Zero Res.
All right, welcome back, folks. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Hageland, and joining me today is Angie Aldrich. She is the Director of Sales for Mary T. Inc., and she's here to discuss their amazing continuum of care, providing services from home health to hospice to assisted living, memory care, and independent living. And they have 33 group homes in their area. And last year they opened up an outpatient therapy and wellness center, which we'll talk about here later in the show. If you have a question for us, please feel free. Give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. Now, Angie, how can our listeners contact you if they have questions or want more information?
Yeah, so my number is 763-218-6480. And then my email, I will spell it out for you. It's actually ANGELENEA@marytinc.com.
All right. Yeah. Mary T, Mary, the letter T.
Yes.
So it's not like a golf tee or drinking tea. It's just the letter T and then Inc, INC.com. Yeah,
yes.
MaryTinc.com. And we're of course on the website right now. You can see the beautiful Mary T there, and just a wonderful website, rich with information. So feel free to go and look at that, MaryTinc.com.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we learned about Angie last segment. Let's talk about Mary T. It's an amazing history.
Yes, it is.
That we're going to dive into here. And I want the audience to appreciate this. This is something that's been around for decades, literally over 100 years.
Yes,
So,
yes.
So tell us about the background of
Yeah,
Mary T.
so
Inc.
our property there in Coon Rapids, it actually has a creek that runs through it. So this was originally farmland, and Mary T. Inc. Started due to Mary's grandmother, Rosa Camille Williams. So Rosa was a nurse, and she provided care in hospitals and in homes, and this was during the early 1900s. So she's really the inspiration for her daughter Margaret and then granddaughter Mary T. Yeah. So Margaret and Mary T. Founded Mary T. Inc. in 1976. So quite an inspiration. This was at a
Almost
time
50
where
years ago.
Yeah, where women really couldn't have a credit card or buy a house. So she was just just trailblazer in this area.
That's exciting.
And Mary really kind of started with the care center that we have on our campus there. And we have an assisted living there. And then we have 3 other assisted livings right in the area within like a half a mile. And again, have the hospice home health on our campus, the outpatient therapy and wellness center, and one of our group homes is on our campus as well, and then the independent living. So, I invite people to come over and kind of see everything that we have. There's so much to see there and offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a golf cart to drive people around, or how do you get people around this huge campus of
I
wonderful
really think
services?
we should. We should.
We got to tell Mary T. You got to get a golf cart.
When I give the tour, when people
Right.
come, right now they're just jumping in with me, but I would love to have a little Mary T. golf cart. That's a great idea.
Well, especially with the beautiful weather we're having. I mean,
Yeah.
From the spring
Yep.
to the fall. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great to see and get out.
And it's beautiful where we're located
I
too,
bet.
because we have, again, with that creek running through the property, you have the nice plants, and we even have, I call them my little friends that I see daily. We have some turkeys out there that come through, and so it's calm.
Sounds very peaceful.
It
Yeah,
is. It
sounds
is.
very calm
Yeah.
and peaceful. Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So the grandmother started it off in the early 1900s, over 100 years ago, and then then her daughter, Margaret,
Margaret,
and then Mary, her
Mary,
granddaughter,
yes.
then really kind of put that together over almost 50 years ago, 76, and have really flourished. And it's
That's
amazing how it's grown over the years.
Yep.
And just the amount of care. So on the campus, so you have 3 assisted livings, like kind of within that half-mile radius. So how many beds does that?
Yeah, so in our main building we have 20. We have about 20 residents, and then about a half a mile away we have another assisted living that's, it is such a homey feeling, and it can have 12 residents.
Oh, I like that. That's nice.
Yeah, just a really nice group of people that really enjoy doing activities together, and having a backyard that's fenced in where you could have, that lawn furniture and the raised garden beds, and the feeling of, what they probably just moved from at home.
Exactly, right. And that feeling of belonging. And I think that's really important. I know a lot of people are looking more sometimes for smaller, more intimate environments where people just don't feel like they're getting maybe lost. I mean,
That's right.
there's wonderful, amazing, large campuses that have 100 beds, 200 beds, 300 beds.
Right, they're gorgeous,
and
but
a lot of services, a lot of great things there. But some people just prefer a little bit more of a smaller setting. And it just feels, like you say, more like home. But well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So the services then that you provide can reach out then to those assisted living, homes, and then they can, whether it's additional home care or there's services right there in the group home or in that assisted living home.
So in the assisted livings, a lot of times we will come in with our home health or our hospice, and people can use those services right where they're at. And then we also have some of the people from the assisted livings come over to the outpatient therapy and wellness center. So again, we offer the physical therapy, some lymphedema treatment there, and then massage, dry needling, lots of different expertise things that we do there.
Okay. And well, let's pick up on that when we come back from the break, because I'm curious, because it's one of the big topics these days is aging in place.
That's right.
And I want to talk about how you guys can help support that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Angie Aldrich, Director of Sales for Mary T. Inc., and we are discussing their amazing continuum of care throughout the Twin Cities here, and it covers things like home health and hospice, assisted living, memory care, independent living. They have 33 group homes, and last year opened an outpatient therapy and wellness center, which we're going to talk about in the next segment. So if you have a question for us, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglund, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Hi, this is Philip Anthony, the host of the Downright Upright Show, which airs every Saturday at 5 p.m. I interview many interesting Minnesotans and listen to their ideas on how they plan to improve the lives of members of the LGBTQ community and our wider Minnesota community, and then to hear their opinions on current events. Remember, you can listen to the Downright Upright Show with Philip Anthony every Saturday at 5 p.m. on radio or wherever you listen to podcasts. So come and join me and continue being fantabulous.
Hi, I'm Corey Wisco, president of the Welshire. The Welshire is a community that provides memory care to its residents, and we have a location in Bloomington and also another one that we just opened in Medina, Minnesota. But the big question is that why do people come to Welshire? Many of the people coming to Welshire are coming from other memory care communities where they maybe haven't received bathing, they've had problems taking medication, or inconsistency with staffing. Welshire has never used a temporary staff. We always have our own people, and it's those people that make the difference. We have always felt it so important to have 24-hour nursing in the building. The other thing is you have to have an amazing activity team. Nobody employs more activity people than Wellshire. Our activities begin in the morning, go all the way through the evening, 7 days a week. So if you have a loved one that needs memory care, come visit WellshireMN.com and book a tour today.
Supporting the best local and independently owned restaurants in the Twin Cities has never been easier. You'll find an expansive list of local dining options at eatlocalminnesota.com, from classic American comfort food to authentic flavors from around the world. Specializing in Szechuan and Peking cuisine, the Great Wall Chinese Restaurant has been a local favorite since 1981. They offer one of the most extensive menus in the Twin Cities. Favorites include the sesame chicken, imperial beef, and Peking duck. The Great Wall Restaurant is located off 45th and France, with takeout available too. More at greatwallrestaurant.us. Nightingale on 26th and Lyndale is the ultimate venue for unforgettable gatherings. Whether big or small, your event will be a hit with delicious food and drinks served in a warm and inviting atmosphere. Plus, Chef Carrie's special creations add that extra touch. Craft cocktails, curated drinks, and a diverse menu make Nightingale perfect for any celebration. More at nightingalempls.com.
Whether you rent or own a home, we all likely have nightmare stories about home maintenance, or what I like to call home cringe moments. Join me, your host, Katie Shahan, for the Yarlow Home Cringe Show. See what home cringe-worthy stories we have for you each week as we talk with local home service pros. Learn best practices for winterizing your home or what to look for after a hailstorm. Listen to the Yarlow Home Cringe Show every Sunday at 2 p.m. or on your favorite podcast app.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Clouds move in this afternoon with a high of 85. Then tonight, overcast with a low of 72. AM 950 is hosting a debate watch party on Tuesday, September 10th at Crooner Supper Club in Fridley. Join us for a live hour with Matt McNeil and other hosts at 7, followed by the Harris-Trump debate at 8. Tickets are $25, and you can get them at am950radio.com. ATNF AM 950, St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglund, and joining me today in the AM 950 studio is Angie Aldrich, Director of Sales for Mary T. Inc. And we are discussing their amazing continuum of care, which is providing services from home health and hospice to assisted living, memory care, independent living. They have several group homes, and last year they opened up an outpatient therapy and wellness center, which we're going to talk about in this segment here, as well as several other things. If you have a question for Angie, please feel free to give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. And Angie, how can our listeners contact you if they have questions or want more information?
Yeah, so my number is 763-218-6480, and then my email is angelenia@marytinc.com.
And I would encourage people to check out Mary T. Inc.'s website. That's Mary, the letter T, and then Inc., INC.com, MaryTinc.com. Great information on there, and you can get a chance to learn more about Mary T. herself, the infamous Mary T. Just seems like an amazing woman. I'm excited to get her on the show and just talk about her philosophy and the deep compassion she has and the big heart that she has. I'm learning more about her as you and I talk about her off the air on the breaks. Just an amazing, amazing woman. So. And it shows. I mean, you guys are doing just great work here with helping our senior population. Let's make sure people understand all the different services that you guys have. You kind of brush through a bunch of them. Why don't you just make sure we understand completely the breadth of care and the continuum of care that Mary T. Inc. offers?
Yeah. So again, we have group homes throughout the area, and then we also have 4 assisted livings. Some of those are the smaller ones. And then we also have independent living at Margaret Place. She does have some rentals as well. And then we have hospice, home health. We also have what they call some individualized service options. So we may come in and help someone work on a goal of, for example, cooking and doing their laundry or something of that nature. And then we also have the outpatient therapy and wellness center that I was just talking about a little bit, and I'm actually a patient there now. So
You're trying it out? That's great.
I am, and I'm getting physical therapy for a new hip that I got last year. So it is going great. And I also tried the dry needling. I thought, why not? Let's try this.
Now people are going to wonder, what is dry needling?
I know. So really, I'm going to tell you right now, there's probably not a good way to make that sound better. Yeah. But it did not hurt at all.
Okay.
I just tried it this week, and as you know, I'm still walking fine.
Yeah. Survived.
So they do, it is something I would say similar to like an acupuncture, something of that nature, where they do go in and do needling to a muscular area. Some people say that they've had relief from knots in the area that they've gotten dry needling done. I had an area that was really just kind of sore. And, you know, I don't have any pain from where I had that done this week. So there's lots of different things that you can try there. I've also done massages, which were just out of this world.
And they're very reasonably priced, too, you told me.
Yeah. So we actually have some specials going on right now, too. So for example, I let you know I did the dry needling, and I had 2 muscle areas that I wanted to do, so that was $35.
Wow. So if a person has some pain or is curious, or maybe is not getting relief with some other modalities or other therapies, give it a try. I mean, it doesn't cost much.
Yeah.
And I've heard the needling is so great in terms of relaxing the muscle, reducing inflammation.
Absolutely.
There's so many great things because we're an electrical system. I mean, we have so much going on that's electrically based, and so doing those type of things can really, I think, help people. And it may just be that one thing that gets them over the hump.
It's for sure. I really have enjoyed, kind of being the guinea pig and testing things out right now. But I know that there are so many people that are getting relief from things, even lymphedema.
Talk about that.
Treatment.
Yes. We talked about that earlier.
There aren't a lot of places to go in the area for lymphedema treatment. Yeah. We actually have 2 specialists certified in our outpatient center that can do the lymphedema treatment. So a lot of times I get questions on who should try that. Yeah. So it can be someone who, for example, I had a friend who came in that she had went through breast cancer and had lymph nodes removed. So, that's anybody who's had lymph nodes removed definitely should try lymphedema therapy. Also, the people that are maybe they're wearing TED hose or having those heavy, achy legs, great opportunity again to do the lymphedema treatment and get some relief and make sure that things don't get worse.
Right.
Yeah.
And the treatment itself is not an aggressive treatment.
No.
I'm sure people understand what that is.
So the lymphedema treatment, it's, I'm not certified in that, but I have, seen that done where they do a lymph massage, kind of to all the lymph nodes in the area throughout the body. And then they also teach someone to be able to do that at home.
Yes.
So that's the goal, not to keep them as a forever patient, but to be able to get them well enough that they can then do these things at home.
Yeah. And draining the lymph nodes and trying to drain those nodes is so important.
Yeah.
And that's why just movement, walking, little things can help with that process. And I know
Absolutely.
it's a partnership that you're right. It's different than a massage. 'Cause
Yep.
it's working different areas of the body, and so.
Yeah.
But once you find out, it's really really helpful.
Yeah, I have had people come in and they get that. There's been some people that say they have instant relief,
Right.
and then the same thing goes for our pelvic floor therapy that we do. So I used to think that was maybe just for the aging population. Maybe they needed the people that that are crossing their legs and hoping for the best when they sneeze,
Right.
or but I since have learned that it's also for those prenatal and postnatal moms who come in and again I've seen get instant relief from some pain that maybe they're having lower back pain.
Right.
And then again, we have the massages that we do. So a lot of these things you can do in collaboration. And this month, we actually have been running a special for the chair massages that we do. So for 15 minutes, you can come in and for $20, or 30 minutes is $35. And, those are things you could do even over a lunch break.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, those are available to residents as well, right?
Yes, yep.
But they're also available to the public.
The public. So,
Wow.
Yep, the public. We have a lot of course, residents that will use some of the things that we offer, but also the public is definitely coming in more, especially for that lymphedema treatment.
Yeah.
And we're excited because we're getting DME certified. Well, what that means is that people that are getting measured for these garments that they need to replace every 3 months, they can actually do that with us.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
a great service.
Yeah.
Wow. Like you say, there's not many
There's just not. No.
options in the Twin Cities for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. And that's just opened up a year ago, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
so Mary waited like 47 years to open up the outpatient therapy and wellness center.
I think she had a vision
Oh,
to doing
without a
something
doubt.
like this for a long time.
Yeah.
And one thing about Mary that I have learned, because I started with her in January of this year, so I'm still sort of new, but I've been told that when someone that we serve has a need, she creates something for them.
That is great. That's the entrepreneur of.
That's right.
that
That's
does
right.
that.
There's a need. She's going to fulfill it.
That's
So
fantastic. Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Do you have any stories that we could touch on here? We got a
Yeah.
couple minutes in this segment
yeah.
left.
So as you know, off air, I was telling you how much I love doing what I do, being a resource and serving seniors every single day. And I had a resident who was looking at coming in to one of our communities, and she had been in the hospital for quite a while. So she thought that I'm not going to get to go to assisted living. I'm going to be going to the nursing home. So that was going to be quite a change for her. She got rid of, pretty much everything she owned because she thought she was going to be going to the nursing home.
Right.
So I was working with her, and it took a little bit, to get her well enough to come. And she didn't have the furniture. So we were able to get her furniture and have her room all ready to go for her when she came. And she is having a blast living with us now. So
she's found family. I mean, that's an extension.
that's
of her
right.
family.
That's
Yeah.
right. And of course, I still stop in every week and check in with her and see how she's doing. And of course, I see her at the big activities that we have. And it's just, I told you off air too that I physically helped move in to
Right.
residents that didn't have any family around. So I'm lucky to work for a family-owned company that, not everything's cookie cutter, and we really look at each person that we serve and make sure that we are fitting their needs. We're centered around them.
Well, I think that's one of the keys to giving the great care that they deserve is
Yeah.
personalizing that care. It sounds
That's
like you guys
right.
do a great job of that. All right. Angie, it's time for a short break here. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Angie Aldrich, Director of Sales for Mary T. Inc. And we have been discussing their amazing continuum of care, providing services from home health and hospice to assisted living, memory care, and independent living. And last year, they opened up an outpatient therapy and wellness center to help support their residents, but also the community that is around their campus. If you have a question for us, please give us a call. This is the last segment, folks. We're at 952-946-6205, or you can text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Hageland, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
End-of-life decisions are not easy to make. Hi, I'm Mary T. of Mary T. Hospice Care. It's important to make sure that this difficult time is meaningful and comforting to you and your loved ones. Our hospice team provides an individualized program of physical, emotional, spiritual, and practical care so your loved one is comfortable and not in pain. At Mary T. Hospice, we understand that choosing the right hospice care provider can be overwhelming, but we're here to assist you. Learn more today at marytinc.com.
Join AM 950 on Tuesday, September 10th for the AM 950 Presidential Debate Watching Party at Crooner's Supper Club. Doors open at 6 p.m. with a live broadcast at 7. Your ticket will get you into the debate watching party as well as pizza and light snacks. The debate begins at 8 p.m. and you can enjoy the debate bingo. There will also be a cash bar. Tuesday, September 10th at 6 p.m., it's the AM 950 Debate Watching Party at Crooner's Supper Club on Highway 65, just north of 694. Tickets are $25 and available at am950radio.com. That's am950radio.com.
Hi, I'm Kelly Kirk.
I'm Chad Larson.
And I'm Joe Kirk.
Your hosts for Searching for Service. Tune in to Rotary's influential show and podcast, sharing touching stories of service locally and abroad.
We bring you weekly guests that connect, inform, and inspire our listeners on all things service.
We highlight diverse service opportunities that appeal to both Rotarians and people driven to serve in their communities.
Tune in Sundays at 3 p.m. or anytime via podcast. It's time
to stop searching
and start serving.
The place for live music is the Park Tavern. Live music is taking over the Park Tavern's dog-friendly patio. Head over on Tuesday, August 27th, it's Robert Bosich. Wednesday, August 28th, it's Carl Davis. And on Thursday, August 29th, it's Three Dragons and Friends. Music runs from 5:30 to 8 p.m. and reservations for groups of 8 or more are highly recommended. And the Park Tavern offers private and semi-private spaces for small and large groups with no room fees and no minimum spending requirements. On Louisiana Avenue, north of Highway 7 in St. Louis Park. Live music and outdoor fun are back at the Park Tavern.
Quality education is the foundation of our future. A.J. Peters is dedicated to making it a reality for all. A.J. Peters is committed to
investing in public schools because every child deserves access to quality education.
Supporting our teachers, ensuring they have the resources and respect they need to succeed.
Expanding access to early childhood education and affordable college because education should be a right, not a privilege.
A.J. Peters believes in the power of education to transform lives and communities.
Together, we can build a brighter future for all of our children. I'm A.J. Peters, and I approve this message.
Vote A.J. Peters for education, for opportunity. Let's get something done for the 7th District, for our future. Contact ajpetersforcongress.org. Paid for by the Campaign Fund for A.J. Peters for Congress.
All right, welcome back, folks. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Hageland, and joining me today is Angie Aldrich. She is the Director of Sales for Mary T. Inc., and she's also the Director of Education. She's helping me raise awareness here, and not just sales. She's really helping people. She's a problem solver. You're the Director of Problem Solving, is what it sounds like after I'm talking to you here for an hour. But she's here discussing their wonderful continuum of care, providing services from home health to hospice, assisted living, memory care, independent living, and then several group homes. And they've opened up just this last year an outpatient therapy and wellness center to help support not only their residents, but their colleagues, their staff, as well as people in the communities. So last segment, folks, if you have a question for Angie, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. Angie, how can our listeners contact you if they have questions or want more information?
My number is 763-218-6480. And then my email is angelene@marytinc.com. And of course, our website, they can reach us there at marytinc.com.
That's right. And the T is the letter T, marytinc.com. All right. Some of the questions coming in via text here is, well, where is this place located?
Yeah.
Where is this campus that does the dry needling and the massage and all these wonderful outpatient therapies?
So we are actually in Coon Rapids. We're on Zion Boulevard. So that's actually just off of Hanson Boulevard there.
Okay.
Yeah, they can come on over to Coon Rapids.
Now, you've got group homes that are in other cities too, right?
We sure do. So they are throughout the great metro area. Again, we also serve people in many counties for hospice and home health as well.
Yeah. No, you guys have a great reach and just fantastic. One of the things that comes up in conversations with seniors is dementia.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you are passionate about dementia. Tell us a little bit about the fact that that you are you partner with an Alzheimer's group and you're on the board, and tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I serve on the board of Act on ALS in the area, and really getting information out to people. So I actually go and I am a trainer for that. I'm a dementia trainer, so I can come out to communities or church groups or employment places and do Dementia Friends training that lasts about an hour. And really start the conversation with that on how do I talk to someone who has dementia? It's a lot of patience and really talking to that person, not talking about them.
Right.
So that's one of the key things, I think, and things that have changed in the healthcare industry since I started in 1995 as a CNA. People are really living well with dementia. That can be a misconception of, can someone enjoy their day-to-day activity when they have dementia and they're in a memory care? And because we have learned to how to speak to someone with dementia, what types of activities are the best for them, we're not looking at what they can't do anymore. We're looking at what they can do. And it's just so important to provide those social activities and all of the things that you or I would enjoy.
Right.
And everybody needs to feel needed. So we have that conversation around dementia. And, of course, in our memory cares, we serve so many people. And it's just so rewarding.
Yeah. Well, it's the epidemic of the elderly. And I think the more we can become familiar with having dementia-friendly environments is going to be just so helpful for them. And it gives such peace to the families knowing that people are trained in that dementia environment so they can really help relate and encourage people that are having that to deal with. So that's great.
Yeah.
And like I said, you guys do have memory care services available, and so you guys are trained in that area. It's another great option for people to look at. And again, we talked about aging in place, how important it is for people to know that they can put their loved one with you guys, and knowing that they can, in general, just age in place. You can bring the services right to them in the different locations you guys have. So That's fantastic.
Yeah, and that might look like somebody being in independent living, but maybe they're getting some check-ins each week from our home health. Maybe they've just started that journey with having dementia and they want a little more reassurance.
Yeah.
So there are definitely some services that we can provide to make sure that they're still safe and able to enjoy their life.
Yeah, yeah. What in the last minute here? What are some of the apprehensions or frequently asked questions that you get from all the people that you touch each week in your services?
Yeah, so a lot of times the question will be centered around how can I afford something. So, for an example, in our assisted living and memory cares, we like to make sure, like I had told you off air, I like to find money, I say.
Right.
So whether that's through like an elderly waiver program or maybe a veterans program or even that long-term care insurance they forgot about, we like to help people figure out how they can afford to, be in assisted living or memory care. And we do take elderly waiver. There's not a waiting period for that. People can come in using the elderly waiver program right away.
Wow.
Again, we've can do things in assisted living and memory care like provide furniture,
Right.
do those things that we can do to help somebody, find the care that they need.
Wow. What a full service program you
Yeah.
have. No, that is fantastic. And you just started there this last year, so you're
Yes,
you're right in the middle of it, and it sounds like you're doing
Yeah.
great. And people
Yeah.
should reach out and contact you if they have any
Yeah.
questions.
If they do, like I said, if I can point them in the right direction, if I don't have the
Yes.
answer right away.
Well,
So-
you're a great partner to have for them. So, all
I
right,
enjoy it.
We're at the end of the show, folks. I want to thank Angie Aldrich, Director of Sales for Mary T. Inc., for discussing their continuum of care, providing services from home health and hospice to assisted living, memory care, and independent living. And they just opened up their outpatient therapy and wellness centers last year. So fantastic. Angie, how can our listeners contact you if they have more questions or want more information?
My number is 763-218-6480. And then my email is angelena@marytinc.com. And then, of course, the website is marytinc.com.
All right. We hope you enjoyed today's show, folks. Join us again next Saturday for another broadcast of Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, choose to live well.